You might not be surprised, but there are a number of things that have been banned by an organisation that once had an octogenarian give birth to a hand live on national television. Most of them have been covered in a video we made last year, but since then, a number of things have been added to McMahon's list of doom, and these include certain objects and what they can do in or out of the ring. So in this video, we look at 8 things WWE has recently banned or restricted. Number 1. UK talent banned from working non-approved promotions. When WWE's UK-only promotion launched, we saw a variety of familiar faces from the British wrestling scene appear on the WWE network, first in a tournament to decide who will be its inaugural UK champion, and then later on as part of its NXT UK brand. However, before signing with WWE for the tournament, WWE had mentioned that there would be no restrictions on UK talent appearing on different promotions. During an interview with What Culture Wrestling, William Regal would mention, "There's zero restriction on anybody working anywhere, except for the companies who won't let these fellas work for them, so it's pretty simple. They are free agents. If we need them for certain dates, we're going to give them plenty of notice. There's not a big bad wolf coming in to try and take away everything for everybody. This is to give these fellas some money in their pockets so they can become full-time wrestlers." However, within weeks of the brand's launch, WrestleTalk.com reported that WWE had blacklisted a handful of promotions so that UK talent could not appear on their shows, particularly those with a significant online presence or with distribution deals. This includes the likes of Defiant Wrestling and Rev Pro, but there would be an exemption for partnered promotions such as Progress, ICW and WXW, despite them having online video libraries. A couple of months after the initial report, it was now being reported via WrestleTalk.com that multiple NXT UK superstars recently signed new contracts that will restrict them from appearing on any independent wrestling shows unless WWE gives them written permission to do so. Even if they've given them permission to wrestle in another promotion, there is still a restriction that prevents talent from being a part of any kind of match, which includes superstars from Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling or World of Sport to name a few. An interesting clause in the contract only permits wrestlers to take part in an event if a paramedic is nearby, due to multiple superstars going to WWE training facilities with injuries that were not known by the company beforehand. WrestleTalk would report the following: "Our sources indicate that the terms of the new contracts prevent NXT UK talent from working anywhere else except for the partner groups, giving WWE exclusivity on its roster. These changes are perhaps a response to the disappointing house shows NXT UK has drawn for recent tapings, with only a reported 600 to 800 in attendance on each night of the Liverpool events this past weekend, far less than the venue capacity. It seems that WWE have set their focuses on making their talent exclusive to their own brand in order to boost ticket sales and viewership on the WWE network. The new restrictions are set to take place at the beginning of 2019, and any NXT UK superstars that are booked for other shows in 2019 will more than likely be removed from the card." Number 2. Beach balls. This year's WrestleMania saw a number of items being banned from the event. Items such as fireworks, large or oversized bags, laser pointers and weapons were banned for obvious reasons. However, one of the most peculiar new items on the ban list is beach balls. Beach balls are admittedly harmless, but some shows have seen fans bring in large beach balls to throw around the crowd, usually to amuse themselves whilst a boring match goes on. One popular instance of this taking place was during the bars match against Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins at 2017 SummerSlam, where Cesaro got so frustrated by the ball, he grabbed a hold of it and completely tore it apart. During an interview with Cultaholic, Cesaro mentioned that other superstars were glad he decided to destroy the beach ball. By the way, if you like, before a WWE show announcement, if you read the things of what not to bring to the show, it's like forbidden now is any inflatable objects. You're welcome. There's always people trying to sneak in beach balls and whatever you know, but not on my watch. And that's not a challenge, just please don't. The unplanned spot was so well received, he even pitched a no beach ball Cesaro shirt for WWE merchandise. Number 3. Banned words. Whether it be an in-ring promo, backstage interview or on commentary, Vince McMahon likes to make sure that certain phrases and words are not used. Whilst this could be done to ensure the product is family friendly or trying to keep his vision of sports entertainment alive, it's not really known why Vince has banned certain words or phrases. When it comes to commentary in particular, it's often been said that Vince is very controlling and demanding of what is and what isn't said on live television, even speaking to the commentary team through their headsets from gorilla position. We've already reported on words like sport being replaced by sports entertainment, but Ringside News reported, "Recently, our sources have told us that WWE is no longer allowed to use the following words on television: belt, feud, strap, fat, hospital, kill, hate, stupid, hell, ass, violence, fake, revenge, number one contender, in the back, national television, DQ, spot, and girls." WWE superstar Braun Strowman was even reported to be blasted by McMahon for even using the words title shot, explaining the correct term should be title match. Number 4. Enzo Amore. When it comes to a WWE pay-per-view event, whether you're a fan attending or just watching on the WWE network for $9.99, it's certain that something you wouldn't expect to see is a future endeavoured ex-WWE superstar attempting to hijack the show. However, that would be exactly what happened at last month's Survivor Series pay-per-view, when the ex-certified superstar would show up in disguise at the event. Wearing a black wig and a white hoodie, Enzo would make it past security and end up in the seat he paid for in the second row. But upon revealing himself to the crowd, security tackled him straight to the ground and promptly ejected him from the arena. Following the incident, an image was shared on social media showing Enzo to be banned from attending any WWE events from now on. Not only this, but wrestlers were also instructed to refrain from mentioning the incident on social media. Number 5. WWE Talent is banned from attending indie shows. Earlier on, we mentioned how NXT UK superstars are no longer allowed to wrestle in certain promotions, as well as wrestlers associated with those blacklisted promotions. Well, a similar rule is in place for main roster talent. WWE has prevented talent from attending any other non-WWE wrestling event, even if they just simply want to attend as a fan. Number 6. Female superstars are banned in Saudi Arabia. Despite Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss making history in Abu Dhabi by wrestling the first ever WWE women's match there, the company has taken 2 steps back as the deal they made with Saudi Arabia forbids female wrestlers from competing in the country. Its first ever event, the Greatest Royal Rumble in April, featured 50 different superstars in the squared circle, but controversy arose when a promo that featured Carmella and other female talent aired in the stadium. As a result, the General Sports Authority was forced to make an apology. Its second pay-per-view caused a huge stir as it proceeded just after WWE held its first ever women's pay-per-view. It seemed their business deal was made in total contradiction to their women's revolution. The pay-per-view did however show WWE's aim to challenge the treatment of females in the country, as the show would feature Renee Young on commentary. However, at this point, a ban on female superstars appearing on a Saudi Arabia event still remains in place. Number 7. Certain wrestlers are not allowed to slap hands on the way to the ring. We're a little skeptical on this one, as it's one of the most bizarre rules we've ever heard. It's been reported that backstage officials have banned superstars from slapping hands with fans as they come down the ramp. The only wrestlers that have permission to do this is top babyfaces like Ronda Rousey and Roman Reigns. The rumour comes from wrestling's favourite curmudgeon Dave Meltzer, as he mentioned, "Yeah, you're not supposed to do it on TV because it takes too much time to get into the ring. They do it at house shows all the time. They do it at NXT all the time. It's not banned, but I'm sure at TV, other than Ronda, they want everyone to know that Ronda is cool because they want her as a babyface right now. They got a lot of money invested in her, they got to use more tricks for her because she's not that experienced, so she gets more latitude when it comes to things like that." And number 8. Seth Rollins' curb stomp has restricted use. Ever since Seth Rollins made his NXT debut, he has used the same finisher. Initially named the Blackout, it was later renamed the Curb Stomp, and it's one of the most simplistic but effective looking finishers used in modern day wrestling. However, as you might already be aware, WWE has banned a number of moves that are deemed too dangerous. In 2016, Rollins' Curb Stomp would take a step into retirement. However, the main reason for this would not be due to the risk of injury. Instead, Rollins explained the actual reason for its ban when interviewed on the Talk is Jericho podcast. Aside from it having a pretty violent name connotation, right? But just the visual of it. He was watching it and he thought to himself, it's easily imitatable by young children, which a lot of our stuff is, but for whatever reason, it's stuck in his head. As a champion, as his top guy, He just didn't want that to be the last image or the reason. He didn't want to put any guns in the bullets. A lot of people are like, oh, it's dangerous, giving people concussions. I'm like, no, it really wasn't. If you know how to do it, it's a very easy move. You can do it to pretty much anybody. Vince was like, I could see Shane doing this very easily to Stephanie when they were kids. Like he had a vision in his head of Stephanie lying prone on the ground and Shane just stomping her in the back of the head. Yikes. The move made a brief return, but you may have noticed 2 weeks ago on Raw, Rollins wouldn't use the move to get the finish. Instead, he executed his signature superplex Falcon Arrow combination to get the 3 count. It seems now that the move has made its way back onto the banned list, as according to a report from WrestlingNewsSource.com, the USA Network are having issues with the curb stomp finisher due to the real-life injuries that the move can cause. However, if the issue only seems to be with the USA Network, technically Rollins should have no issue with performing this move on pay-per-views, as they are only aired on the WWE Network. Additionally, only using the move on special occasions could actually add more prestige to the move, creating more excitement from the crowd when it's performed. Well guys, those were 8 things WWE has recently banned or restricted. Did we miss anything out? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.